think it's working.
I think we're on.
We want to hear from you. Our question up at the bottom. What are you doing to live well? Friends, welcome to Leading Stories with Mary, Christy, and Helen. We believe everyone is a leader from where they stand and that we all have a story to tell. And some feedback we heard from some of the friends who did our feedback survey, because we've been trying to give away some stuff. So some feedback we heard was smile, breathe, and stay present to participants. And I brought that one up because I often have to look at multiple different things so that I can keep the banners moving and check the comments. So all of us are kind of in this boat where we're also looking at things, but this is a reminder to smile and breathe, ladies.
And thank you, Christy, to the individual who put that in there, because as you know, we've talked about feedback moves everybody's learning forward, and so we really appreciate that reminder as we have technology everywhere.
I always feel like when we're talking, though, sometimes if either Mary's talking or Christy's talking, like I feel silly just to be like.
I know. I feel like I have to look at something. I do get it. Also, this is our 4th live show, and this is the first time we're not totally scripting everything. So I think we'll look less at what our notes are. We have our basic plan, but it is more about conversation as we've gotten more comfortable. So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Christy. I am a photographer, a digital storyteller, and a Wolfpack warrior, and I live in Canmore.
And I am Helen Rose, podcast host, motivational speaker, author, and grief recovery coach. And I'm based out of Canmore as well. Well, kind of near Canmore. Close enough. Yeah.
Hi, everybody, and I'm Mary Michalidis. I'm a leadership development consultant, lover of life, passionate about supporting the live well, lead well conversation that we'll be having today. I live in Edmonton, Alberta, but I am signing in today from Palm Springs. I'm just going to say that very quietly.
I like it.
Nice. What's the test
there? We had a question up there, and it was just, what are you doing to live well? Feel free to add your thoughts into the comments, because we do really like to hear from people. We can pull it in. If I notice that it's gone in, I can try and grab it, and everybody's kind of watching that. Mary, want to tell everybody what we want to thank them for?
Yeah. I was just going to say, before I answer that question, we're so fortunate. As we reflect on this community, we want to thank everybody who has participated in our surveys, who's given us some great feedback in looking at, either reinforcing some of the great work that we're doing, but also giving us some feedback as to potential next conversations. So we're very, very fortunate for our community and for you being present with us here today.
Absolutely.
So the question for today is, how are you feeling? Now, I just want to say, when you ask somebody that, it's always smart to ask, how are you feeling today? Actually, you could even break it down to say, how are you feeling right now in this moment? Because it changes, as we all know. It can change from minute to minute throughout the day. So what are we doing today, Christy, if someone says the word?
Well, we were going to answer you with, oh, we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're good.
I call you BS on that.
She didn't swear. I thought she was going to swear.
I thought so too.
I'm cool with it.
I actually said to a truck driver just a couple of weeks ago, I swear like a truck driver. And he's like, really? Because I don't swear.
Really?
Like, I do for the enough. Oh, yeah, he's a sweetheart. Yeah. So
my kids called me on it and said, Mom, you swear like a sailor. And I was like, who even taught you that? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Christy, I remember our last conversation online, and one of your kids was at home, and one of those words popped up, and we heard from the background, Mom, that's a swear. So they do hold us accountable.
It's so funny because I thought about that for days, and I was like, I can't believe those ladies saw me do that and then yell at my kid about it. And then I was like, they've probably been there. What are you gonna do? Anyway, Helen is calling BS on us saying fine because we want to know how people are really doing right now.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what this whole conversation is about. So again, anybody that's online, we would love to hear from you. Feel free to throw things in. How are you really doing right now? So Helen, how are you really doing right now?
You know what? I'm doing actually very well today. I had an early day because I'm doing all my Christmas baking to take around to all my clients. So I was up early. I made lemon tarts. I made extra lemon curd. That's just for me. And then I made, those marshmallowy and peanut butter squares that are just so good. Have you ever had the little mini colored confetti squares? I guess.
Yes.
So, and I'd love to tell you that I'm not just a bag of them as I'm doing. So I'm actually doing really well because I'm so hopped up on all the sugar from the day. So far. No, I'm actually doing well today. How are you doing well today, Christy?
Me? Right now I'm good. I was definitely in that mumbling, annoyed at everyone mood last night though. And that's the one I was thinking about. Like something happened and then somebody had a snippy answer and then it just went downhill to the point where you're like, maybe I just won't come to bed. Like I was being super ridiculous and grumpy. But I needed to at that point. Like we're fine today. And sometimes you just need to take a little time and like actually feel those feelings. So I would say right now I'm fine. I'm not fine. I'm actually excited. I really love spending time with you guys doing this. So that makes like I have a different feeling in this block of time when we're together than I do leading up to it, than I do after it. So it's kind of like a little pick me up every week because although we do this once a week where we're recording, we are connecting every week and touching base, and I love it. You guys already know that. Mary, how are you really doing?
Well, interesting that you asked that. I'm going to go back a bit. About a week ago, we were doing just okay. And my husband and I are both educators, and we really needed to reflect on the idea of how are we truly living well. And life was crazy and busy and disconnected at so many levels. So we actually made the decision to get away, and we are actually in Palm Springs. And so how am I really doing right now? Absolutely amazing. We picked fresh pomelos and oranges from the trees. We've got our road bikes and we're off to do a road bike trek through the desert. So today I'm doing really, really well. But a week and a half ago, not so much.
Well, what I love about that, and last night when you were being grumpy, Christy and Mary, you guys were checking in with each other. I think it's really important. You guys know I'm all about that feelings thing, right? And I love that you can say you're grumpy and it's okay. I love that you can say that you are just, had to check in with each other and get back that goodness, right? I love that. Like Cheryl Morgan, she's writing, sleeping in, reading, and chilling. That's wonderful. And Therese, spending time outside, totally. Even in our -20 here, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going skiing, so I'm going to be really happy tomorrow.
And it's interesting,
I'm so glad
Helen.
you brought our attention. Sorry, I'm so glad you brought our attention to that because I missed that there was new comments because I was trying not to be distracted and be super present. So
that's why 3 works really well. Helen, thank you for identifying Teresa's comment. Sometimes I think that in order to live well, we think that we need to kind of, do something extraordinary, do something special, or fly out of the country to be somewhere. Literally, when we take a look at Teresa's comments, spending time outdoors really impacts our wellness, and there's significant research, forest bathing, getting out in the snow, in the sun, just making a commitment to getting out and being well is going to make a difference.
Yeah, and Therese just brought a really good point up as well. Saturday morning, doing nothing and not feeling guilty, and that's super important because we've gotten into this thing where if you're not packed and jammed and your to-do list is a mile long, that you're not being productive, and that's when that self-care gets forgotten, I think.
And like the relaxing self-care. So this is my mom, so I totally brought her in on this conversation too. That like, I don't know, maybe I get this from my mom. Sleeping in is possibly my favorite thing to do. Like I would sleep till 10 or 11 every day if I could. And it's funny, I only get to do that maybe once a week, if that. Like it's probably more like 8:30. But just that little thing. I'm not spending money. I'm not having to organize anything. It is really just like an internal thing. So thanks for bringing that up.
And being intentional about it, like really pulling out that calendar and saying, this is what I'm going to do this morning, and doing nothing else about that. Sorry.
Yeah.
And but for me, if the alarm goes off at 6 a.m., I have slept in. Because I'm a very early morning riser and I get so much done. Yeah. Now talk to me at 8 o'clock at night. I'm probably some nights I'm already in bed. But yeah. But that's also good for self, and that's okay, right? You get more done before the day starts.
So those are I think those are things about what, our good days look like when we're well, sleeping in, having a cup of coffee, going for a walk, picking pomelos from the tree outside. But, we also have a question, and maybe here our community can help us, when we reflect on the not such great days, what does a bad day look like for you? Take a minute, throw that in. What does that look like for you? And what can we do to help each other through those bad days?
Are we being quiet? Are we letting them think for a second?
Yeah.
The thing so I'm a big heart, wear my heart on my sleeve. And when I feel I'm all in, no matter if I'm grumpy or just kind of down about whatever and thinking about the schedule and all that kind of stuff. That for me is what a bad day looks like, is where I just can't seem to get that, that positive energy going. And then when we were talking about earlier about the guilty feeling, it's like, what are you being so grumpy about? You have so much to be thankful for. Like stop doing that. You're allowed to have your days where you're down and you're a bit grumpy, or whatever your bad day looks like.
Well, I had just been talking before we went live. I was talking about how I was overwhelmed with the giveaway because I was trying to post every day so people would hear that we're doing a giveaway, and social media can suck the life out of me. I'm not even generally on responding to people, just getting posts out. So that kind of feeling of too many to-dos when you have other things you want to focus on. So I don't know, prioritizing. But a bad day for me is definitely when I get overwhelmed by one thing, everything else slides.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull in Teresa's answer as well. I haven't had a chance to say it yet, but.
Well, so, and I was just going to actually kind of, comment on that, just getting stuck in our heads, almost that negative spiral, and sometimes that sadness or depression, Therese calls it the pity party. I think sometimes we can get into that negative mode. I haven't done enough. I've been, like last night, I was up at 3 and I was up at 4 and I was up at, 4:15, and, things were racing and trying to kind of organize some items that needed to get organized. And yeah, sometimes you get into that, oh, woe is me. And do we actually surface and kind of say, how fortunate are we? But yeah, bad days can overwhelm. And who are our friends to get us out of that ditch?
I have a question though, because what do you do? Because I also sometimes will just not be able to get to sleep or wake up in the middle of the night. Do you have a strategy of what you do when that happens to you?
Yeah, I clean my closet. I organize my closet. I can't lie in bed, and you get in that monkey brain. It's like, forget it. And Cheryl here, she says she gets lonely sometimes, finds it hard to motivate. Me too. And I'm on my own too. And the thing is I find it kind of depressing sometimes at dinner, because I love to cook. And what am I going to cook a beautiful meal for? It's like, oh, Helen, this is really good. Thanks, Helen. You know what I mean? That goes to the cereal thing, right? Yeah. But I think the thing that's really critical to when we're talking about this is when you're feeling down and you're feeling depressed and you really just are in that funk, is you're not the only person. And I think that's what we do to ourselves when we're in an emotion. It's like we can't feel, we think we're the only ones that ever get down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get stuck in that cycle. And I know there's definitely times where I will have that same problem, and just I can be surrounded by people and still not feel like I want to get out of bed, and just you feel like you wake up overwhelmed already. So I can definitely appreciate that.
I was on a call this week and they were talking about COVID fatigue and Zoom fatigue. And I kind of put my hand up and I said, I think a lot of people are suffering from people fatigue. Like we're all just on edge, it feels like. I don't know if we're all on edge, but do you guys feel like that too sometimes? Yeah.
Definitely.
You just want to, you could be one inch away from the Greek coming out.
Right? There's one nerve left. Don't step on that last nerve.
Right. That's right.
It's interesting. I was at the museum yesterday, and we were looking at some really dark art. One of the artists there was depicting what our life has been over the past couple of years in massive charcoal murals. And a woman kind of approached me, and she, she was obviously very moved by this. And she looked up at this one charcoal piece and spoke about how sad she was that we have been in lockdown. And I'm in the States, I'm in Palm Springs. And she said how sad she was that we've been locked away and have missed the importance of connecting with people. We still had 6 feet, we were in masks, and the darkness of these murals really depicted what our world has looked like over the past 24 months. And how do we lift ourselves up? I said to Dean last night, I wanted to give her a hug, but I just kind of agreed with her and kind of said, yeah, I hear you, and I feel the same, and then walked away. And typically you kind of embrace somebody and kind of say, I'm sad you're feeling that way. I kind of regret not doing that because she obviously was in a dark, dark place. So it was interesting to kind of observe that.
That's the thing I hear the most is people miss hugs. I'm a big hugger. So, man, if anyone's going to grab me and hug me, you are in it for a couple of minutes at least, right? And I think we all miss that. I mean, Christy, you probably get still lots of hugs from your kids and stuff, right? I mean, that's like when my grandkids come over, like I'm all over them. It's crazy. But we really need that as human beings. That, yeah, I think. Yeah.
We've had a couple things lately too where it is events like coming back in a bit, and things are starting, if you can prove vaccination or a negative test or all those kinds of things, that we have been around people, and like the energy that I feel doing those things has been phenomenal. So I am really glad that kind of stuff is coming back. I do want to move us on to what's one thing that you're going to do for your mental health. And I wanted to share Mary's calendar. So we had sent this out. Let's see if I can manage all these things. We sent this out recently. Beautiful. It's coming. Talk about it for a second while I organize.
So one of the things that we've done is really reflected on taking care of you during this holiday season. We have probably 2 or 3 of these calendars that come out every year. I've collaborated with a couple of companies, obviously with Wolf and Cloud9 Pajamas, to really, look at the collab between companies and organizations. But this one here is, how do you take care of you during this holiday season? And there are 30 simple ways that you need to think about as you head into this season, and making self-care a priority for you and your family together. We want you to really look at this calendar and try and do something every single day, either individually or with your family members. Put it on the fridge. If you don't like the ideas on there, change them, but it really is something that's going to get you to be intentional about living well to lead well.
And I did just throw the link to it in the chat. We have it up on my website just because I can do those things quickly and figure it out. So there is this one for Christmas that's up on my website that you can go and actually just download your own copy of it if you'd like to print it off. I have had Mary's calendars for probably 3 or 4 years now. Like, I get the new one. And we have one coming out from Wolfpack Warriors for the new year that I will include in our takeaway email. So I will have the link for this one, but also in our takeaway email, I'll have the new one for the new year. So in case you are like the person like me that's like, oh no, I have to start on the first day. I have to do it from the beginning. I can't miss any days. There will be that option as well.
I think this calendar is just absolutely brilliant. I love it. It even if it's 1 minute a day or 2 minutes a day, it's that intention to go to it and look at it. I love it. It's really excellent. That was brilliant, Mary.
So did you focus on anything on that calendar, Helen? You want to talk about a day maybe that you're focusing on?
I like the one, obviously, I like the one, get active outside. I love to be outside. So for me, we got a ton of snow here last week. So I was up at 6 a.m. and I fired up my little snow blower, and I was out for about an hour and a half before I had another show to do. And you know what? It just filled me up. That's my thing, is just to be out. And I don't know if I could fill me up every day if it's going to snow for 7 days straight, but we'll see. But yeah, I love that, getting outside. And you had mentioned earlier about getting in touch with nature. I know this might sound a bit hokey, but there's a great place in Canmore, called Goat Pond. So I'll kayak up there, and they have, so I'll try and do this really quickly, but they have all the dead trees. But if you go in that kayak and you go around and you touch that tree, you can feel Mother Earth. And you can feel, and what I do is I love to have her film me, and then I take whatever I don't need and I just give it back to her because she has the strength. I don't know if I've lived in Canmore too long for that to sound like really a little, but that's my thing, and I absolutely love it. So yeah,
Oh, I like that.
being outside is a big one for me.
And maybe as we're all listening, what's the one thing that you guys out in our community are doing for your mental health today? Like thinking like right now, today,
Yeah.
what are you going to do between 12, whatever time it is, 12:50 and 8:15 this evening? Take a minute,
Oh, I like
throw
that.
that in there.
And it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be from the calendar. Those are just some suggestions. Mary does change these calendars. So like sometimes you'll see some of the same ones and other times it'll be something totally different that I just haven't really thought about before. In nerdy ways, one of mine is pay it forward. I got to deliver this morning, you guys, the photos from when I went to Grand Prairie and photographed that family. There's a family that I work with. I photographed them before, but they really wanted their photos in home. And so this morning I got to send that email. And like, even though I didn't have a response yet, just getting to send that really positive thing was amazing. So I have a feeling I'll end up talking with her later today and just like going through some of the photos and just getting to share that joy a little bit about I don't know, the time we got to spend together. We really connected while I was there photographing their family, and then being able to reflect that back for somebody so they can see like this is what it looks like, and they had other people there. Oh, didn't know I was going to talk about that. That got exciting.
Well, that work you do, Christy, is phenomenal. It's powerful. I don't know if you really know how powerful it really is. It's beautiful work. Good for you.
And if you haven't had an opportunity to see Christy's newsletter, it really captures not only her stories and the visual imagery, but also some things to be thinking about, even as we reflect on our own stories on our day-to-day kind of basis. So Christy, thank you again. It's just amazing to kind of read through that. And Helen, I'd have to agree, that work is extremely powerful.
Yeah. It is.
Throwing up some of the other comments that people have too.
I see that.
First time facial.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then my mama also threw in there watching the birds at my feeders. I like that.
Simple. I've not met your mom, but I think Cheryl, next time you're here, we should get together because we think a lot of the same stuff. It feels like
she will be here in February.
Okay,
we'll
good.
Connect you. Oh, okay. Mary has something. Oh, she's moving us along, isn't she?
Yeah, it is 23 minutes. I think what we might want to do is kind of think about some of those giveaways. Christy, what do you think? Helen?
Let's do it.
So today for our big giveaway, so we have asked people to do a feedback form. We still have it. We are definitely still interested in hearing people's feedback. So if you didn't get a chance to do it, unfortunately, you won't have a chance to win these giveaways, but I have a feeling we'll do some things in the future again. So we had 5 different giveaways. Let's just describe them each as we do it. So when you are telling people the winner for that giveaway, will you explain the thing first?
Hey.
Is that cool? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it in the chat for where the feedback form is. And it will also be in our takeaway email in case anybody wants to give us some more feedback. We love it.
So I think I'm going to start, Christy.
Sorry.
That's all right. So we'd like to take this opportunity to thank Three Sisters Bath Company. Three Sisters Bath Company was created by 3 sisters, Bree, Owen, and Jennifer, and they believe the strength of the family, the power of the movement, and the importance of self-care is a critical component in living well. They also understand that the physical health is only one aspect of your overall wellness. And so we have a beautiful package from Three Sisters Bath Company, and the winner actually goes to Kim Hortle. Congratulations, Kim. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yoo-hoo! And thank you to our sponsors as well. We are so grateful.
You know what? I am going to actually pull up the Instagram so people can see at the same time. Oh, I put up too many.
That's okay. I can see it. Bottom right. Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to just put up one this time, though. Let's see if I can do that. Because then people can kind of see where on our Instagram it is, and they could go and follow those groups too, because we do really appreciate. So this group right here on our Instagram, that is Three Sisters Bath Co. Yeah, that's what Kim won. Awesome.
Yay, 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 yay.
Yeah. And you can definitely click through to their link to see more information about that. So then our second giveaway item was this book, An Ecology of Gratitude. It's by Lorraine Widmer Carson. We have a signed copy to give away, and the winner of that was Terry, and now I'm going to mess up his last name. Mograbi. So Terry, we will be sending you
Terry!
that book. Woohoo!
That book is amazing. I've been reading it. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. We have some ideas moving forward. I think there might be, like, all of us will have a copy of it. They already know that I'm giving it to them for Christmas. So we maybe will spend some time with that book too, because that whole idea of like writing and journaling and storytelling that way is of interest to me for sure. And I think we might have some people based on our feedback that'll think that's interesting too. Okay, Helen.
So the next one is the Cinderhelly Home Cleaning. Cinderhelly is a local Canmore cleaning company, one of the top cleaning companies in the Bow Valley. And that winner is valued at $150. And the winner is, drumroll, Marlene. Yay!
We were too loud with our drum roll. Say who it was again.
Marlene, also known as Marley Shield.
Yay, congratulations.
Yeah. Do you want me to do the other one now too, or we'll break in between, Christy?
Why don't you do the other one? Because I actually just started putting the winners' names in the chat in case they're around.
So then the other one is, and I'm so excited about this one, is $500 towards my journaling retreat in Greece, The Gift of Being Present. It's September of 2022. This is a 11 days, 5-star, all-inclusive. We're stopping at Mary's cousin's olive oil factory in Corinth, and we're going to get a tour there. And weird story, we didn't know this, but Mary's husband, Dean, is actually from the same town that my family is from in Sparta, which is crazy. So the winner of that one is Maureen Winter.
Yay, Maureen!
Maureen, I would love to connect with you and we can chat about it. And I can send you the link for the whole tour, but it's an amazing retreat.
And I just linked in, again, this is on our website and it's actually reposted, not our website, on our Instagram. It's actually reposted from Helen's site. So you can click in there and find out some more information. When we found out that that was the winner, we used Circle of Names for everybody who is like, how do they pick winners? We use Circle of Names. It is a random draw for anybody that had filled in the feedback form. And when we saw Maureen's name, we were like, oh, she might actually be able to go to this. This is amazing.
It's been on our bucket list. I know it's been on our bucket list.
Yeah.
So that is perfect. And then the last giveaway for today, I have a new course. It's called Tell Your Story Through Photography, and it's through Canmore Together here. It's virtual, so anybody can do it from anywhere. And oh my gosh, I forgot who the winner was. Hold on, I got to go back to my other notes.
Tanya.
Oh, thank you, Tanya Borello. You have won the Canmore Together Tell Your Story Through Photography course. So we will get in contact with you, each of the winners, and pass off these awesome things to you.
And I think in the spirit of giving, Christy and Helen, we have also something for each and every one of you. Cloud9 Pajamas, which is a local family business in Edmonton. Thank you, Robin, Miranda, and Kate Zeckel, who have constantly supported many across the city and beyond. There are 4 different locations: High Street, Windermere, St. Albert, and the Premier Outlet, and now actually online as well. They've so generously offered a 20% discount to everybody involved in this community. So you can go in and purchase something as simple as some beautiful bath salts, some lounging wear, something to actually make you live well, to lead well. So thank you, Cloud9. We're so honored for all of the support that you provide on an ongoing basis.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That is good. And so I will re-put that voucher into the takeaway email today. So anybody that is signed up with our email list, you'll get it. If you sign up down the road because you're watching this and somebody randomly sends it to you, send me an email and we can get that to you as well, because that's pretty awesome.
And I'm just thinking, just because now I'm in total Christmas mode before we sign off, I have 5 spots available for the journaling retreat that get the $500 off the price of the retreat. So before I release it into the general public, I'm offering it to anyone who's here today. So
I think that's a great one. We
Thank
can
you.
add that into the takeaway if you want to. We
Sure.
can put the link in there too. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, is this the last thing we're doing for 2021?
I
Not
think
for us.
it
We're actually
is.
going to see each other in person next week.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be so fun.
I think it is the last one, and what an honor it has been to work with 2 amazing friends and colleagues, and our community as well. We wanted to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you, and we know that you're either online or you come back and listen, and wish you a very blessed and kind and warm and healthy season. And we look forward to seeing you back in January. There will be some takeaways coming away from this session. Christy, you want to highlight some of those things that we will be bringing forward?
No, I'm just going to send it in the takeaway. All right. We'll just do it that way.
Okay.
And then we will also have new episodes in 2022. Same thing, the 3rd Wednesday of the month. We will continue to keep it that way. And the 3 of us are going to be sitting down to kind of plan that out based on the feedback that we got. So if you didn't have a chance to fill in the feedback survey, but you have some thoughts, we would love to hear them. We do take a look at all of that, and we spend some time thinking about where we want to go next. All right.
Wow.
Wave.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have to say I'm really grateful for both of you. I'm having a blast doing this. I'm telling you.
Me too.
What a treat.
Yeah.
I should have put this up earlier. Here's our Instagram in case you just need to go see more stuff. That's where we tend to post everything. And then the take back, bring back as well. You'll get that email for all our subscribers. Perfect. All right. I'm ending the broadcast. Are you guys good?
Take good care. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yeah.